Hey, this is Kevin from Real Boring Flips, and I wanted to come back to the HP calculator that I mentioned in a previous video. I had two. I had one that I had ordered from ShopGoodwill. It arrived yesterday. I can't do an unboxing because I live with other people and somehow the box got opened. But the package is still sealed, so we can unseal that. The other one was the calculator that I got at the rummage sale that had a name of someone that I know that I used to work with. So we're going to open this calculator, and then I've got some batteries. We're going to try this calculator, see if it works, and then we'll go ahead and try the other one as well. So here's the package. This is the HP-41, and I can just barely make out a little bit of the case here. So we'll go ahead and open this. In this case, the package was nicely, properly packaged, I would say. I've got another video that I'm working on that kind of is my disgruntled video about how ShopGoodwill packages items. Because obviously, if you've been on that site, you see that these are items from all over the country at different Goodwills that they determine should go online on their store. So it's the stores that are shipping these items. And I'm very disgruntled about some of those things. Okay, so nicely bubble wrapped, and this calculator had a case, so they just really smushed it into the case, apparently, for some reason. I'm not sure why. So we'll go ahead and unzip. So there's a couple of, these are keypad covers. So for different software that you run, you basically put a new keypad cover on, depending on what the software is. So that's what all these things are. And then there's also a quick reference guide for one of the packs, the math pack. So that's even valuable by itself, as well as these keypad overlays. So there's a basic one, there's one for structural analysis, should be a couple of those. There's a math pack, there's a structures and stress, which I don't think we even have. So yeah, so it looks like there's a few different ones there. And I think I mentioned that these cases themselves are pretty valuable, so I'll show you that. These cases, when you first bought your calculator, if you can see, the calculator is not as long as the case. So these calculators, there's about this much space at the top. These calculators also had an add-on piece that would fit on the end here and allow you to read magnetic strips. And so that extra length would still fit nicely into one of these cases. So in this case, there's no little foam at the bottom, which normally would come with your calculator before, so that it would still fit nicely in here and not slop around. Okay, so here's the calculator, and I think I said on the video before that it's a HP-41CX. The listing that I purchased it from said HP-41CV, which was the previous model. The 41CX was the last model that was made in this line. See if I can give you a little tour here. So on the back, there's a serial number, and then this is actually the battery pack where the batteries go. Now I'm hoping that when I open this, I'm not going to see a bunch of battery corrosion, because that is common. So in this case, you can see, if you can see down in there, let me put a little light on that. You can see down in there, it's pretty nice. I don't see a lot of green in that. And then neither do you see that inside the battery holder. So we'll leave that off for now. On the side here, this one's got a little chip, but this little cover here, you could take this off, and if you had a rechargeable battery pack in here, you could plug your charger in. These calculators are kind of odd. You can't just plug power in and run them. You have to have a battery. So if you had a rechargeable battery, you had to charge it with with the charger plugged in while the battery was in. They're just not made to run off AC or an AC adapter without a battery. So it's got a little chip, but that's fine. Even these little covers sell for quite a bit. So that one's broken, so I wouldn't even try to sell that separately. So the last thing to look at, I guess, are these packs. Now I'll pull out the one that's empty and show you what just a port cover looks like. It's just a little piece that covers up that opening. Even these port covers are quite valuable. So as I mentioned, even if this calculator doesn't work at all, there's several pieces on here that are valuable and resellable. That battery holder for one, like I mentioned, that little side port if it wasn't broken, those overlays, the little manual, the case. So quite a bit of value even if the calculator doesn't work. These port covers just slide in, click in. Now I'll pull out the actual packs and show you what that looks like too. So this one's the Math Stat pack, and the little handle actually pops out, so you can pull it out and then push it back in, and then the handle goes right back in. So these, if you can see a little bit there, there's just little contacts inside there, and then they made up with another surface inside. And in this case, this was, the actual model number was HP-4061. Boy, I can't even tell if you can see that. 50617287, and that's the Math Stat combined pack. You could also get a Math pack separately. I'm not sure if you get a Stat pack separately, but this was the combined pack. You only got four ports, and if you have that card reader, this one that's empty here is where the card reader would slide into. So you're playing with 3 at that point. So the other one that I'll pull them all out, but this is the structural analysis. And if you can see that, I know it's kind of a weird name on there, but it's structural analysis X. And this was pack HP-00041-14024. So back in the day, this was like one of the best ways to do your work. If you did this work professionally, if you're a professional engineer, this was quite a tool to have at your ready. And then the last one, which I talked about in my video, as this was the free pack I got when I was a college student and bought my calculator. This is the HP-41 Advantage. Very, added quite a bit of additional program to the calculator itself. This was fully programmable. So the CX had the most base memory, so you could have the biggest programs, but you could also have modules that added memory. And there's quite a large group of people that still today support this calculator and the HP programmable calculators, and still even meet annually today for conferences. Quite a very knowledgeable, I would say, group. Lots of different things you can do with this calculator. Lots of things that have been added, in recent times, abilities that are still kind of going strong with that user group. So I'm excited to try this out. So I'm going to load up these batteries, and I tested these batteries just to make sure they were actually working. So on the bottom here, you can see there's a kind of a method to which end is positive and negative. So as long as I get those in right, hopefully we'll see this light up. And if it doesn't, there's a few different techniques you can do to do that. One might be to take all those packs out, try a few different things. So the first thing you'll always see is memory lost when you put new batteries in. So that's what I see, is memory lost, which is good. So it is working. And then we'll do we'll run a catalog, and you can see, if you can see that, you can see some of the programs as it's going through the catalog. All these modules have many, many programs, so you're probably seeing some things flash by. So excellent, excellent that this is working. Really happy about that. I think based on my comps, I paid almost $200 with fee or with shipping. I think I mentioned I have my reseller permit with ShopGoodwill, so I'm not paying my tax, which is 10%. But so I do have to pay shipping. I think it was roughly somewhere close to $190 for this. The calculator itself, working condition, is a couple $100 if I sell everything separately. So the calculator would be separate, the case would be separate, about $30 for the case. These modules, like I mentioned before, the Advantage, $150 just for that module, and then the other two about $40 to $50. And then I've got a couple of these overlays and that little booklet. So very good purchase. I felt like even if it didn't work, I was still going to do well at my $200 investment. So that's excellent. I'm going to pop these batteries out so we can try the other calculator now. This other one only takes 3 batteries, and this calculator is well known for having problems with this little battery door. I think the one I have has a little bit of a problem, so you just be very careful getting that off. And you can see there's two little slots, and then this goes over the top. And then on the back, this also gives you a guideline of the direction of the batteries. So we'll slide in 2 batteries. And again, I don't think I mentioned this. These are an odds battery. These are N cells, N size N cells. 1.5 volt, but they're a small battery. Now this will be much harder to get the cover on because these batteries are going to be pushing back. But I'm just going to take my time here so I don't break anything. See if I can get this cover on. Oh, I heard a beep. So I heard it come on. Oh, there we go. So there is a contrast I may have to monkey with, because I saw the display come on real quick there. So it's possible we have an issue. This hinge is known to be problematic because there obviously are keys on this side and stuff on this side, and so everything comes through this hinge. So we may have to monkey with this one, but I did hear it. I heard it come on, and I saw memory loss, but now I'm not seeing anything. So I don't remember how to adjust the contrast on these, but we will monkey around with this one. So this may not. Oh, I can hear it. So it's definitely something with the hinge, maybe. So we'll monkey around with that one. Oh, now I've got something on the display. Yeah. So we've got issues with this one. Clearly, it's wanting to fire up. I don't know if it's doing anything now, but we've got issues on this one. This calculator was not worth a whole lot, so still it will be worth something in parts if I sell it that way, which I probably will. Yeah, there's a little odd display on the screen there. So no bueno really on that one, which is okay. I didn't really pay anything for it. Super happy with the 41. And I think for the heck of it, I will do maybe some other videos of some of the other HP calculator stuff that I have. For years, I bought and sold HP calculators just as a way to collect stuff, collect those. I have a really large collection of that stuff. And I always tell my wife, those boxes, if I die, do not give those to Goodwill. Those are probably $10,000 in calculator stuff in those boxes right there. So if you're out there and you see HP calculators, please take a quick, take a look at it. it certainly can be very valuable for the most part for the older stuff. New stuff, not so much. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Super glad this worked. That's a plus for ShopGoodwill. But you know, if you like this video, if you like how what this one was about, please like this video, subscribe if you haven't. If you didn't like what I was doing on this video, let me know, and dislike if you want. I'd rather just get a comment that says why you didn't like it instead of a dislike, because that hurts my reach for these videos, and I'm trying to build this channel. But please give me feedback if there's something you didn't like about this, or something if you didn't agree. I'm certainly not an expert on this. I just have you know, a lot of history on collecting these things, but always trying to learn more. So please, thank you again. Thanks for joining me, and please join me next time.